We are 22 Us Radio. 22 Us Radio is 22usmedia.com and 80.1 FM, KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 196 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, you can find us on Twitter at RealBTR Radio, as well as me individually at EthanM95. You can follow the analyst James Williams at
JHW Reporter,
and producer Rob Flores at
Rob Flores Media. And don't forget the R2 DMs for Ethan.
And let's get into the big news today. Throw those
Actually,
ones
before
up.
no.
Hold
on. Before we get started, we got to make sure, obviously there's a lot more that I think all of us should be doing. But definitely thoughts and prayers going out to the families affected by the elementary school shooting there in Texas. And not only that, and I think we started off last week's show with this too, with that shooting. I forget the location, but that happened at that grocery store. We're just in a crazy world and a crazy time, and everyone handles things differently. But of course, getting a gun and shooting innocent children, elderly folks, or anyone for that matter is not the correct answer ever. So yeah, hopefully, we can all come together and make some changes here in the world, and try and make the world a better place. But yeah, it's pretty unfortunate and sad that these situations continue to happen. And like guys like NBA coach Steve Kerr, who coaches for the Warriors, said it pretty well. It's kind of the point where, and it's kind of been past the point of beyond thoughts and prayers and condolences and everything like that. And even he said, like, the moment of silence stuff, it's like, we got to do more. There has to be more we can do. And obviously everyone says that, right? But it's just, we got to try and do better. Whatever the situations are that are going on, let's make sure we're checking in on each other and making sure that we're doing everything we can as much as possible to try and avoid these situations from happening. So yeah, I just thought, we should go on and start the show by acknowledging that. Now go ahead, Ethan, acknowledge whoever else you have to acknowledge.
Yeah, it sucks we had to do that, but I'm glad you brought it up. So back to the regularly scheduled program. Let's acknowledge the tribal chief. I can't even speak. It's been a long day.
Okay, go ahead and acknowledge your tribal chief, but
37 years old today. It's his birthday today. You have to acknowledge him.
Wow, he's 37.
He's young. Look at him. He's got another 20 years left on him.
Wait,
30 years maybe?
I thought he was younger.
He's been doing it since what?
Yes, yeah.
2010, 2011, since he's been like in developmental. Been a while.
Guess it has.
Been a while. So our
37's crazy though.
37, and he's on top of the world. Biggest thing in wrestling.
Wait, and how old is AJ?
He's like 41, 42, 42, something like that. Maybe a little older, around there. So, gotta acknowledge our tribal chief, the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Universal Champion, all those titles. He's Grand Slam Champion, Royal Rumble winner, WrestleMania main eventer. The list goes on and on, sir.
Yes, happy birthday, Roman Reigns. Even though you're bullying you, mad dog.
Hold on.
Little kids.
There's
at live child, events.
That child started it first. Roman Reigns.
Video.
He's for the people. That may have been his last live event. You see the video?
No, I don't. I go out of my way not to watch Roman Reigns.
It's disrespectful. That's why I send you all the videos.
I know you do. That's why I don't watch them. I don't go looking for them because I know I'm gonna get it.
They just show up on my feed. They just show up on my feed. Okay, I don't go out searching. I don't look up Roman Reigns every morning.
I never see any live event stuff unless it comes from you.
It just shows up on my feed. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, right.
All right. Let's
you go on Twitter and you search Today, Roman Reigns. And look for
he's
the
hottest
latest and
topic.
greatest.
He's the hottest topic every day, every morning. My morning cup of juice. I don't drink coffee.
All right. No. Speaking of popular topics, and this is not the most popular topic over the weekend, but I just thought it was worth mentioning.
It's
No,
the
shush.
Usos, who are now the undisputed WWE Raw and
Mm.
SmackDown Tag Team
They
Champions.
actually went through with it. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
But go ahead.
No,
What-
go
what-
ahead.
You want me
I
to
was
go?
just gonna say that hashtag wrestling community was trending, and I like for 2 or 3 days, and I thought that was pretty neat. But go ahead.
We'll get
It'll
into
go-
that.
it'll get
But
into some, yeah.
We'll get into it. But last Friday night on SmackDown, RK Bro defended those titles, as well as the Usos defending their SmackDown tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
And a clean, fair fight. The Usos. Well,
The fact that you have to mention it makes me think it wasn't.
well, you should watch it. It's a good match. Good match.
I heard it was a really good match. I think I did hear about that.
Picked up the victory, and after the match, the Bloodline smashed them. Left them lame. You saw little kids crying.
Was it? I saw something about
They were
like
crying.
they had like
had
4
the
little kids crying.
Oh, it was great. They had grown men crying. Oh, it was fantastic.
I guess.
Acknowledge the Bloodline. They are now the most dominant faction of all time. I don't make the rules. That's just how it works.
Sure. Okay. Where do you think they go from here? And we have a lot more other important things that we'll cover a little bit later. We'll save that for later in the show. But while we're on Roman Reigns, let's just get it all out of the way now. Where do they go from here? I guess more so with Randy Orton and Riddle, because
Orton is apparently going to be off for a little bit. He apparently has some back issues, which may be legitimate over the last couple of years. So he's recovering.
He's been going pretty hard. He's been an everyday guy. He hasn't been a part-timer by any means, and he's getting older as well. So some time off.
He wants to keep wrestling for.
He said
like 50.
Yeah, he did.
So he's still got a few years away. So if he wants to keep going, he's got to take care of his body.
But I heard that's not what they're planning on. I heard there was plans for him and Roman.
There are.
But
so
also, isn't this kind of, I don't want to say it's too hot to stop, but aren't they kind of have a good thing going with Riddle and Randy? I mean, if he's not healthy, then.
Let's get into that. Riddle came out Monday Night Raw up in the show. Acknowledged that the Usos were a great tag team. Acknowledged the fact that Randy's going to be out for a little bit, recovering. He's the one that mentioned the back injury. And mentioned that he doesn't know where RK Bro is going, if there's going to be even an RK Bro in a few weeks. But he made a promise to end the bloodline. So in other words, he's going to go after, it looks like Roman Reigns. He's probably going to be the next challenger for Money in the Bank. Don't think Hell in a Cell is going to happen. Think that they're going to wait until Money in the Bank, the next stadium show. And it is rumored that Orton will be ready, or at least is planned to face Roman.
What did you say? Money in the Bank is a stadium show?
Money in the Bank is a stadium. It's a Vegas show. SummerSlam is the next show after that. And that is also a stadium show in Nashville, I believe, Tennessee.
Wait, which one? SummerSlam, right? Okay.
And Orton is rumored to be Reigns' opponent there. So RK Bro still involved with the Bloodline storyline. Looks like they may be Roman's next challengers. I mean, it makes sense. And the next thing, take the titles away from them. Then you kind of have them going singles, especially if Orton's going to be out for the next several weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you
do something? Yeah.
Right. I was saying, how do they write Orton? But then also, I think it is interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see how Riddle's booked, right? Because he'll kind of have to be. He's kind of upper card, right? I would like to think Riddle, like him being with Orton.
I mean,
like
I think this tag team definitely elevated him. I mean, I think more so than anything, he's in a feud with the Bloodline, whether you like them or not. They're the story right now in WWE, the kind of the main story. So it makes sense. He's been challenging,
and I think he just learned a lot. I think he just learned a lot from Randy in general, right? Like he's learned a lot more, and we'll be able to see that on display. I think too. I mean, it's just going to be WWE seeing what they have with Riddle, right? You had him with Orton for so long. I don't know what their travel dynamic was. I know Randy has a bus. So I don't know how they were really traveling together, but I like to think that
Seemed like they were definitely hanging out a bit on the outside. They seemed like genuine friends.
So
From
I'm sure
what
there's
we've
a lot
heard,
of learning and teaching going on there, and we'll see how much a lot of that will kind of carry on with Riddle here when he does. But I don't know if it's the right time just because Randy and Riddle were kind of doing their thing, but I just think it's a good time to see where Riddle's at, just again to see what you have with him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he gets in a program with Seth, or are they on different shows?
They're on the same show, but yeah, I mean that might be the next one after. Who knows?
Yeah, it's
possible.
not right away, but I think
down the line I could see that happening. The Usos, on the other hand, I think maybe the Street Profits. I don't know. They seem to be keeping them on TV. It was Riddle and the Street Profits against the Usos and the honorary member of the Bloodline, Sami Zayn, who's kind of been associating himself with them and wearing their shirts over the last few weeks. He's a good hand. He's like a Bianca Belair of sorts. Someone who's useful, when needed, but not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet. Okay, buddy. No, I think it's interesting though, like to just staying with the tag team stuff for a minute. So it's kind of like we know, and we kind of talked about this with the women's division last week, and we'll get into more women's division stuff here maybe in the next segment. But you're losing a tag team more or less, right? For at least the near future with Randy and Riddle.
Yeah.
And you unify the titles.
I
guess maybe that's a good thing. I haven't
Who knows if they're going to be permanently
I haven't formed an opinion on it. I guess we still have to wait and see how it plays out. But I think at least compared to the women's tag division, there's at least some teams.
There's no women's tag division. We'll get into that next segment.
But there's Otis and
you got Alpha Academy. You got Viking Raiders.
You could get New Day. You can get
Sheamus's crew.
Garza and whatever.
Garza and Korea. You have teams there.
There's some teams. And it's not like they're questionable. They're
legit tag teams.
They're legit tag teams. So
it's just you got to use them. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're used though. Like everyone, I'll see Garza and them in a match. I'll see New Day kind of doing something. There's things. I feel like there's teams where
New Day's been stuck in limbo with Sheamus and crew.
Yeah, but even then, there's a tag team though.
There's a tag team, yeah.
Like there's.
Yeah, Butch.
Yeah, there's different things there, even though I feel like the well is kind of dry. But I feel like everyone's kind of faced everyone.
It is what it is. I don't know.
I guess maybe I just want to see, like, Sheamus and Holland would be a good.
It would be good
tag team. It'd be something new, right? They haven't done that.
No, I mean Angel Garza or Angel and Humberto haven't faced the Usos. I don't. Could be mistaken, but I don't think.
I don't know if that's like a storyline.
No, but it's something there. I mean, they could. Viking Raiders had a brief story with the Usos. That didn't really go anywhere.
I feel like they've done that 2 or 3 times already, though. It feels like it, anyways.
Maybe.
I know they were gone for a little bit, but
they've been on NXT against the Creed brothers. So
okay, so you have the whatever they're calling it, Roman's titles unified.
The undisputed.
Is he still carrying 2 belts?
Yes, he is. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
And I think because the Universal title is still kind of fairly new, that they're not going to make it one title.
I don't think they are. I don't know what their plans are.
And then two, I guess just what I'm saying is between Roman's title and the tag title, now you have these unified titles. Maybe it's still mainly going to be featured on one show, more or less. Like
the Usos were on Raw, so
I mean, sure, they're going to be bound. They're going to. Yeah. You have to work both shows, but what I'm saying is just like you're trimming the fat on your stories, your title belts, which maybe is a good thing. I don't know how serious they are about any of this yet. I guess is the thing.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there was a report. I forget someone on Twitter, of course. Who I guess contacted WWE about the brand split. Basically, it's there's still a brand split, but there's going to be wrestlers going back and forth when stories need to be told across various shows. So basically, they're going to do whatever they need to,
I
to
mean,
tell a story.
outside of just fooling the networks, I mean, like, who are you really fooling? I feel
No one.
because it's like just stop calling it a brand split already. You know, I don't know.
And they haven't used that term brand split, and we haven't heard anything about a draft. So you know, it could just be the way.
I mean, but that's how it always is. They always
Yeah.
just never say anything, and it just works out that way. But yeah, we'll see where they go. They're gonna have to get someone for Money in the Bank for these guys, the Usos, maybe the Street Profits. But I don't know if there's anything exciting as far as matchups out there that I want to see. I feel like if anything, maybe Randy and Riddle would have been a little bit better to see just from a run standpoint, because there's more guys they probably haven't faced yet. At least like guys on SmackDown or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I think it would have been a little bit more. It would be pretty fresh. But if Randy's hurt or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. So, the Bloodline, most dominant faction in WWE history. You know,
are they better than the Undisputed Era? Yes or no?
Yeah. No questions. Don't ask me about them. I'm gonna cry again.
Oh,
I know what they're doing over there.
Do you? So you do watch it? So you
No,
watch
I
it?
don't. No.
You just
I
say
see
you
Twitter.
know what they do. Okay.
I see Twitter. I know what they're doing over there. It's disgraceful. That's what it is.
What? Like they're?
Did you see the Adam Cole Jeff Hardy thing where he tried to?
They're
kick
supposed
him?
to be an Owen Hart thing, but what happened?
Oh, I hear it's terrible. The matches are terrible. It's a rib on Owen Hart, apparently.
Oh, really?
It's the
They're that
ultimate
bad,
rib
huh?
on him.
He's getting ribbed
I
back.
think there's been like one or two good matches, but for the most part, it's just kind of been.
There was supposed to be one match that I was really excited about. I mean, I don't know how excited was it.
The finals might be
if I forgot.
Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Oh.
So that may be a good match.
And they're on the same faction still.
Undisputed Elite.
So why do I want to watch that?
I don't know. Anyways, when we return, we're going to talk about a couple of people that may be elite in the future, maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? We'll talk about that and much more right here on episode 196 of Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 80.1 FM, KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 196 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. I am your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. Make sure to check us out also on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you can find Beyond the Ropes on podcast apps, as well as YouTube. To search up Beyond the Ropes, and you'll see our beautiful faces there. Look at this face, the biggest baby face in the world, next to Roman Reigns, of course, and Seth Rollins. But what do we want to talk about? You want to talk about Stephanie? You want to talk about Sasha?
Yeah, I think we need to talk about Stephanie, even if it's just for a little bit, because
let me. I got the tweet in front of me.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and just read the tweet first?
Yeah. So this was 6 days ago as of this recording, so it's already a little late. But yeah, this was after we had already recorded this past week's episode. So this is from her official Twitter account, Steph McMahon on Twitter. As of tomorrow, I am taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities at WWE. WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family. Real quick, before we talk about that, it was revealed the following day via various sources, news sites, if you will, that Triple H was returning to full-time, his full-time responsibilities. So I know a lot of people were.
You swerved me there.
A lot of people were concerned.
Yo, you give me slow pauses and everything else, and I was
trying to find the right wording for it. A lot of people were concerned, thinking Steph was taking time off for
That's
Triple H or something.
that's
But
what
no,
that's
it's
what I
been-
wrote down here. I literally have that written down.
it's been
Stephanie
reported.
McMahon spending more time with family. Bullet point. Triple H's health? Question mark.
I mean, it could still be related to his health in terms of like the last year hasn't been great for him. Obviously, she's also probably been the one taking care of him, and kind of being the one going to work
Mhm.
all the time and spending time away from her family. So this is probably a good opportunity. Her kids probably just finished school. It is about to be summer.
Yeah.
So now is probably the time to spend some time with them. Triple H, especially now with Triple H
I'm
seems like
returning. Yeah.
going back full time. It seems like it makes the most sense, so that she can, take some time a little bit to herself and try to regroup perhaps. Before, I mean, she's not going anywhere. Doesn't seem like it. She's going to be in the company for forever.
I thought it was good that you said that. Well, that she said that she was, whatever she said about returning, but she said she was going to return.
Yes, it's not a permanent leave. It's just like needs a break.
But do you know what we should be fearful of during this?
No, but
Wait, do you know who's like taking over her spot, right?
oh, the best con in the world.
No, not
Who?
really.
Who is it?
No, that's who it is, but that's I mean,
Who is there a better con?
Shaka Khan.
Is that how you spell Chaka Khan's last
I
name?
mean, I don't know.
I thought it was just like one name.
Yes, I don't know.
Nick Khan's the best con. He's a con man.
I don't know any other cons except for him, Tony, and her. So, anyways, but
I mean,
it's just now he's gonna have a little bit more power. He's not really from the wrestling industry, if I'm my understanding.
From the entertainment industry.
So
He's
it's kind of like
The Rock.
He's good friends with The Rock, but it's kind of like it's kind of interesting because if Triple H is coming back, maybe why not give Triple H maybe a little bit of a run at this higher position? And then also Stephanie's there to kind of fill him in, you would think.
Stephanie is
because this role is
this
is the second banana roll, yes or no? I don't know this to be true. I don't know. I don't expect you to know, I guess, but
I don't know what her responsibilities are per se, but her label, at least on TV recently, or her appearances have been Chief Brand Officer.
Which sounds like a second banana to me.
Whatever that means. I don't know exactly what responsibilities are. I know she's involved with the woman. So
which is a transition I'll get to later.
So I don't know if that means that Khan's going to be running the women's division now, or what's going on there. I don't really know.
Yeah, I part of me just like, is it going to be more hands-on with the talent? Is it going to be on TV? Probably not, but
probably
it'd be kind of interesting if it was.
But it's going to be more on the business side of things. You're not going to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm fearful of. That's the problem.
That's going to be back, ideally in that spot.
Well, yes, but one, Nick Khan is going to be learning things. He's going to maybe be more hands-on. It'll give him opportunities to maybe learn or make more moves.
Sure.
But I also look at this as like, if the McMahons pulled out all at once, like together or whatever, like that's who's next. That's who's in charge.
Yeah.
Like that's what that says to me too.
I'd be surprised. I think when they initially had him come in, I don't think it was meant to be a long-term thing. That could change.
I mean,
he could be there for a while, as we mentioned.
He's filling in for however long Stephanie's gone.
She could only be gone for a few months. I mean, I don't think she'll be gone for more than a year. I'd be surprised if she were.
I'm just really curious to see what will come of this, right? But again, I mean,
we might not see any direct changes at all.
Maybe not
business as usual.
But also, and then too, but Stephanie was always out in front.
She was the one going to the meetings, public appearances. Yeah.
So, doing meetings, doing different things. Yeah. Are we gonna get that from him? I'm not saying that we won't or that he'll be bad at it.
Triple H could do that. I mean, if they need him to, I'm sure if he's comfortable doing that, he could.
I just think that I'm just curious to see what happens. Like
Yeah.
Could this mean more cuts? Like, or what? I'm not saying it automatically means more cuts, but it's just kind of like
I don't know who else they could cut.
it's just I'm taking it as he's moving up the ladder, right?
Sure, he's already basically second in command. If you think about it, like he's already there. I don't think much is gonna change. I think Steph will be back. You know, I think he's still gonna be in that position.
For what it's worth, I just feel like Steph's always the voice of reason, whether that is true or not. But I like to think.
I don't know. I really don't know. We're Shane
because you're gonna have Vince making his decision whatever he normally makes, right? And a lot of people think his decisions are whatever they are. And then you're gonna have Nick Khan who's making decisions that he's making.
Triple H is still there.
I don't know.
I don't know how involved Shane is, if he's involved at all. So I don't really think he is.
He's out.
Yeah. And I think
I
just watched that episode of WWE Evil, Stephanie's episode, and he even kind of mentioned he saw the writing in the wall. Did you watch that episode?
I don't. Maybe I remember that part. I don't remember off the top of my head.
He basically said, they're the ones taking over the business side of things. So it's like
I feel like I heard it before. Yeah. I mean, it's true, but
yeah,
I'm just kind of curious to see where it goes. And again, it's a position that's a non-McMahon, right? Like, maybe that's why I'm curious. I mean, maybe this stuff has happened before. I don't know.
I mean, they did have presidents at one point, co-presidents at one point before they brought in Nick Khan. So it's not like.
But those presidents also weren't cutting people to cut people.
No, he's trimming the fat so they can make profits. So
yeah, okay, that's great. You had your record number breaking year, whatever. You made more money than you ever had. That's great. But I can't. I don't know how to take it. Hearing that information
for the fans, but
yeah, I don't know how to take that information and process it as a positive for a fan when you released all the talent that you did. You know what I mean? I guess I don't
know. From a business perspective, they're going to do what they feel is right, whether we like it or not. I hope nothing really changes. If it does, for the better, maybe. But again, we'll see. It's a wait and see process. I don't think we should worry too much about it.
But you asked a question about who's running the women's division, or the fact that Stephanie was running the women's division, and that was actually something I did have in my notes. What does that mean for Naomi and Sasha? Maybe it means nothing, but they were suspended, right, because of their actions in more or less taking the ball and going home a couple weeks ago.
Let's quickly recap that.
Yeah.
Last Monday Night Raw. So it was. Let me get up the date. It was the 16th. Monday, May 16th. It was reported that Sasha and Naomi had walked out. They had dropped their women's tag team titles on the desk of John Laurinaitis, and they were holding their suitcases and said they basically felt disrespected and weren't treated fairly after a six-woman six-pack challenge was announced. Naomi was reportedly scheduled to win and, in fact, pin Sasha. They didn't like that idea. And so they took their ball and went home, as the saying goes.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
Oh, the Hogan.
Yeah.
You see that picture of Sasha and Hogan?
I did. Yeah. I think
I retweeted it.
I did see it.
Yeah. Anyways, so for the few days we waited, we saw WWE put out a statement on the situation, their side of the story.
And the girls haven't put out anything yet. The women, they have not.
They have not.
I checked their Twitter a couple days.
Not the actual women. We had heard that a friend had kind of stated their side of the story, but again, I wouldn't say it's credible. They might know them, but wait and see until they actually have some representation.
Yeah.
If they're not going to speak on it themselves. Friday Night SmackDown, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee knew nothing of the situation. He was talking about it on his podcast, really brief, saying he had no idea what was going on. So that was like a live reaction that he had heard.
Yeah, and people were kind of looking at that reaction as like, he didn't like it, or he like, I don't know.
Yeah, so
it's kind of interesting.
But he basically said he knew nothing about the entire situation. So he was kind of neutral, I guess. Michael Cole basically stated that he kind of repeated everything that Sasha and Naomi had walked out because of their actions and unprofessionalism. They were suspended indefinitely, and there will be a women's tag team title tournament to determine new champions. Of course, Twitter loved that because they just made jokes. There would probably be like it'd be one single bracket of 2 tag teams or something because there's no tag team or something, So
I don't know any.
by the way, Sasha Banks was at a Steve Aoki concert this past weekend. She seemed to be completely fine being suspended. She was partying. She was living her life. She was apparently with her cousin Snoop Dogg as well. He posted a few pics of her. So.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's just makes you wonder. Like, I'm curious about Naomi and how she fits into all this, especially because like her husband's like.
He had a good night Friday night.
Tag
team title.
Like it's
interesting.
There's nothing wrong with it's not like anything's gonna happen to Uso because of Naomi or whatever, but it's kind of an interesting dynamic. Like, what does he do? What do they talk about? You know what I mean? It's just kind of interesting.
I don't know.
And it's kind of like they treat him right. But why does she feel disrespected? It's kind of like after this tag team stuff is done, do you think she should be in the bloodline? Like, because there was talk of that before, right? Like before the tag team stuff.
I'm not opposed to that idea.
You can have her win the women's title.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Greatest faction of all time.
It's not a bad idea. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I just think it would give her an edge. Like, and plus, I don't know have we really had a heel Naomi.
We have. Not for very long. It's been a while. It's been several years. It's been several years. What else? Something else that's interesting. While I have it in my head, they took down all their merch. You can search up Sasha Banks and Naomi on WWE Shop.
Mm-hmm.
No sign of them, and apparently they've been taken out of the signature and the intro. That whole then, now, and forever.
Were they scraped off the website too?
I don't know about that. Apparently they were promoted. I saw a Twitter post. They were promoted for a SmackDown. They were featured on the poster. Roman was not there. It was for like a June 24th episode of SmackDown, and they were still on the poster there. But that was, of course, like the local poster.
Yeah.
So I don't know. WWE hasn't changed that, but they were replaced by Cody Rhodes and Ronda Rousey, I believe, in the intro. Looks like WWE's taking them out, trying to cut them off financially, seemingly, until they figure out the situation.
I mean, if they're not gonna,
also this contract, apparently their contracts are coming to an end very soon. Are they going to resign it? It doesn't look like it.
No, I guess not. I mean, probably not Sasha. Like, it
seems like something's always going on with Sasha.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of feel bad.
Whether it's good or bad.
I don't know if it's her fault or not, but it's like anytime something
apparently
goes for her,
something else came out that she didn't really want to work with Rousey. Don't know how true that statement was. But that's a case. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want to have a big money match. Like, I don't know why. Like, heck, if Brett and Sean work together, like,
yeah, exactly.
There's no excuse for anybody else, really. Like, if they can get along in the ring to where like the way Shawn Michaels treated Vader in that one match, like you didn't get that with Brett and Sean, right? They had enough level of professionalism on both sides in order to make that work.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think there's no reason why Ronda and Sasha can work that out.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I'm just really curious to see where they go from here because it's
gonna have a women's tag title tournament.
Ooh, what teams?
You got Shayna and Natalya.
It's gonna be like a 14 tournament or something stupid.
Doudrop and Nikki.
How big do you think this tournament is going to be?
If they're bringing up teams from NXT, you can get like an 8-team tournament. You're gonna have some makeshift tag teams, I'm sure.
You have to.
Yeah. So, when we return, we're gonna talk Hell in the Cell, which is coming up very soon. We'll talk Hell in the Cell.
And
We'll
a bunch
talk,
of other knickknacks. There's a lot of other different knickknack things.
There is. Got a pen there.
I got a pen with the chipmunk. I was gonna say Chippendale, but I
They have a new movie out.
think that's I heard it's real good. They got the fake
I gotta
Sonic
watch
in
it.
there.
Gotta watch it.
Did you hear about the fake Sonic?
I saw the image.
Shocking.
When we return, we'll talk more Sonic the Hedgehog right here
No, we won't.
on episode 186 of Beyond the Ropes. You're listening to 99.1 FM KLBP, Long Beach, California, Public Radio. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 80.1 FM KKJZ HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 196 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. Go ahead and find us over on Twitter at RealBTR Radio, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you find or listen to your podcasts. So YouTube, just search us up and you'll see our beautiful faces and our tribal chief, Liam. There, right there.
Your tribal chief.
Acknowledge him.
Nope. What I am going to acknowledge is the ratings for this past couple shows here in the wild, wild west of wrestling. Let's start with AEW, shall we? The May 6th episode of Rampage. Ooh, only 292,000. Worth noting, though, I think because it's on TNT, you're having a lot of you're getting a few. I'm not sure if it's fallen on a TNT on a Rampage. Well, TBS too, right? Rampage is on TBS.
It was a different time than normal. I think that
so it's regardless. It's being impacted by NBA play both AEW shows because NBA playoffs are being shown on TNT like every other day, and then you're also getting hockey. At least I know for sure on TBS some nights. So regardless, it's being impacted. So like you said, maybe it's on a different time. But yeah, Rampage for May 6th was only 292,000. And for Dynamite on May 18th was 922,000. So that's a pretty crazy jump there. But also getting close to that million mark for Dynamite this month. And then, you got NXT, which looks pretty good if I'm reading this right. There's a decimal instead of a comma, but it's I'm assuming this is 601,000 for their May 17th show, which is probably the largest gap I've seen from
between Rampage
and NXT, which are usually the ones that are closer, right? So probably the biggest jump I've seen. I mean, I don't know if you've seen one that's been that far apart, but obviously, again, there's some stuff with the rating with the channels, TV channels for Rampage. But anyways, Raw, which was the day before on May 16th, was 1.7 million for Raw. Raw's been doing pretty strong lately, I think. And then SmackDown, their May 20th show was 1.99 thousand, almost 2 million. And Ethan's gonna give credit to Roman Reigns for that, but
the needle mover,
not bad. You got SmackDown hanging around that 2 million mark. You got Raw. I feel like that's greatly jumped up to a more stable number from where it was
a couple months back.
I guess that was like during football season, maybe. So Monday Night Football.
They were
stuff.
like 1.4, I think. 1.3,
yeah, that's
1.4.
why they were like 1.4, 1.3. I feel like maybe even after WrestleMania is when there was kind of a little bit of a boost up But yeah, so just kind of interesting to see where the numbers are at. Obviously, there's always going to be things that are impacting when some of the stuff is airing, which is, goes against people's habits and routines. So that's kind of what plays into some of those low numbers sometimes.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to talk about, James?
You want to talk about
Talk about Cody and Seth.
LA Knight
Oh,
or the lack thereof?
no, I don't want to talk about
I do.
LA Knights. You know what I want to talk about?
What is his name? Ms. Harvey or something.
Hold on.
I have it here. Do you not know it?
Hold on.
I have it. If
Oh
you
yeah,
want to
I
say
know.
It. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about LA Knight. I want to talk about Max Dupree. You gotta say it like that.
Is that how he's saying it?
Mm-hmm. Max Dupree.
Because I haven't watched this. I haven't watched the segment. I saw you sent me a photo.
He really didn't do the thing.
Oh, okay.
He kind of did it.
But he has,
he
has
do
a cadence to it,
He,
right?
he has a cadence for it.
Okay.
He has the 3 syllables
Okay.
for it. So
he thought it out.
Max Dupree.
Okay, that's not bad.
It's not a bad name.
It's better than whatever other name for someone else I hated.
Butch.
No, something else. What do you, so
He showed up backstage.
just based on what you've seen, is this better than that manager gimmick you look like he's gonna get stuck with?
Oh, he's definitely a manager.
Oh, you think he is a manager?
No, he said it's maximum model management or something like that. Yeah, he's a manager. He's
well, I just assumed, or at least I booked it in my head that he was coming in to maybe take Sonya Deville's spot.
No, so apparently Sonya hired him. Adam Pearce had no idea. This was before Sonya was fired.
Okay.
From her responsibilities.
She was fired, yeah.
So
as a manager though, huh? Which is kind of, not a surprise.
If they let him work, well,
we don't know yet.
It's Mace and your guy Mansoor, I think.
Oh, Mansoor. Wait, what?
I think he's a part of it too. I've only seen Mace, but
I'm
apparently
interested.
someone on Twitter.
I'm interested. I'm interested. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, is this a tag team? Is this Mace and Mansoor? And Max MMM? Triple M?
Yeah. Look, as long as they get Max Dupree to cut the promos.
And Mansoor?
And Mace.
No. And Mace. Who used to do that? Oh, Matt Hardy. Delete.
It might work.
Oh my goodness.
It might work.
It would be super interesting, like a tag team of Mason Mansoor. Why not? Crazier tag teams have been put together, right?
You've been saying you want tag teams for the Usos.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not mad at it. And you got a manager with them too?
Very formidable manager. Put him in the ring. Put him in a tag team.
Put him in a tag team, book it for Saudi Arabia, and just let him go at it. Mansoor is he's gonna get back into action, and
he wasn't at the last Saudi show, so
is he still undefeated, or did he lose? I'm trying to remember. Did he lose?
In Saudi, he's undefeated.
He is still undefeated in Saudi. Okay. Speaking of which,
he wasn't at the last one though.
He wasn't. Well, he's a big star. He can't work all the big shows.
I guess not.
Crown Jewel, I think, was just announced a couple days ago. It's going to be for November 5th. They're going to be heading back to do that.
I'll be there.
You're not going to Saudi Arabia. That's crazy. And then we talked about LA Knight or purposes. Max Dupree.
Max Dupree.
Oh, I got to tell you.
You see it.
I got to tell you. So I got WWE 2K yesterday.
Oh.
After taking forever to download.
Not 20, right?
22. I got 22. So I got GM mode. Haven't gotten into the GM mode. I'm playing the story mode. It's not bad. I'm enjoying it so far. They start you off with some virtual money, whatever you need, points. So I can go in there, and I already bought Bret Hart, Macho Man, and I think I bought Papa Shango. But they have a lot of like unlockables right off the jump, and they're pretty cheap to get. So you just earn some quick points, and you can get all the legends right off the jump. Rob's asking what edition. I just got the standard edition. And the NWO doesn't do anything for me, but you can still buy Hall and Nash. They have Hall and Nash that you can unlock. They have Razor Ramon. They have Diesel in there. So yeah, they have red and yellow Hogan. They have X-Pac in there. So really all it is like they have the other two Undertakers in there, and all of those were more or less part of these editions. I guess there's other little bonuses that you can get. But anyways, I'm really enjoying it so far. They kind of hyped up the mechanics of this game are going to be different than previous games, and I think they've lived up to it so far, like some of the buttons and stuff, and I'm really liking it. I just thought it was interesting. It made me think of you, and we were talking about Sonya Deville and whatnot earlier. I worked my way through not developmental, but the PC, right, in story mode. And the 3 GMs for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT came and offered me a contract. What I found interesting, though, was when they still have Regal for NXT. It was written before some of that movement happened. Adam Pearce is for SmackDown. And guess who's running Raw as their GM? Take a guess.
McMahon?
No. Take another guess.
McMahon?
No.
Triple
One more.
H.
No. Mandy Rose. Yeah.
Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy Rose is the GM for Raw in story mode. And I thought it was kind of interesting. Sonya Deville's in the game. I'm not sure why they were. Maybe when the story was written, she wasn't she wasn't an authority figure yet, or because this is when
Sonya should have been, though.
Like they still have like Rhea and Nikki ASH as a team, but then they also still have Nikki Cross in a stable with Alexa Bliss. So it's like it's still kind of like it's always like that. It's always a couple months behind. Just because they're working on it for the time, it's based on the time period of when the game is being made. But it's just kind of an interesting dynamic of. I think they did put a new Nikki Cross, or not a new Nikki Cross. I think they updated Alexa Bliss or put her in it.
Yeah, I saw that. Shawn Michaels too. They have a few different outfits and stuff like that. Yeah,
so it's interesting. It's pretty cool. I'm liking the game, but yeah, I just think it was interesting that they made Mandy Rose a GM. But then again, the last time I played WWE 2K, they had Samoa Joe as the champion, like throughout most of the storyline. And that's who I'm chasing for the title, but he's never been the champion in actual TV show. There. Huh? Yeah.
I think get creative.
Well, the creative for WWE 2K doesn't follow the script so much so than what is being shown on TV. But yeah, again, I just think it's really cool. It's gonna unlock a lot of championship belts. I know there's a lot of other creative features you can do, and a lot of this stuff has been around for a while, right? But I've really been enjoying it so far. I'm probably going to eat something and then play that the rest of the night as soon as I finish with this. But yeah, just thought it was worth mentioning. Real excited to dive into the GM mode. I know we've talked about that before, and Xavier Woods was doing that with why am I blanking on his name? Not Shen anymore.
Tyler Breeze. Sir. By the way, they're doing it again.
Are they?
They're doing it.
Well, are they doing it with the new game? Did they start over?
I believe they are, because Breeze was gone for a bit because the whole thing. But he's back, and I think they rebranded Up Down Down or whatever. So like they're doing it again.
And Up Down Down is actually in the game. Like you can unlock that belt, and you can have someone as a champion for that. Like they have all the belts. Like they have like the yellow Intercontinental, the black, and the white Intercontinentals. They have like the 3 or 4 different ECW titles. Heavyweight titles, like yeah, they have all that. So the Up Down Down titles in there. I think was there another one like a down up or something?
Left right.
There a left right title I think is in there too. So it's pretty interesting, and they got all that stuff in there, and Fandango's in it. I think Tyler Breeze is in it too. So I'm gonna have to go and watch that series. Yeah, the Ugly Spinner Belt, U.S. title, Cena belts are in there. So is. How far into are they with it? We're just kind of talking at this point, but
I know it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't
Okay,
been
so you haven't
watching.
started watching. You
No,
haven't been following
I've
it.
seen the posts. I've seen the
Mhm.
posts.
Okay.
I still need to go back and watch like their old ones because
The
I was
rest of
when I
it.
was watching it. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like during pandemic. I just never
Yeah,
finished.
yeah.
Got around
I
to
want to
it.
finish
So.
it too because I want to know how it ended because I think Xavier Woods was just so far ahead. But um,
Well, the
yeah,
first one I think it was Breeze, but they did a second one. I think.
I think that's when I
think,
started
yeah,
watching was the second one.
Yeah.
Rob was asking about a almost MVP update. I don't know what kind of update you're looking for, but I know MVP did get in the ring. Actually, I guess I did watch part of wrestling. I do remember MVP got in the ring with Bobby Lashley, right?
They had a match ended in DQ, of course,
Mm-hmm.
or count out. Actually, he won by count out. So it's going to be MVP and Omos versus Lashley at Hell in a Cell in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Okay. I guess
We're going to get also inside Hell in a Cell.
Seth and Cody.
Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Cody and Miz were having a pretty good match before they were interrupted by Seth. Seth attacked Cody.
Yep.
And he took Cody's weight belt that he gives to the fans.
So he gets a new weight belt every time? Or do you think he gets it back and gives him a shirt after or something?
No, it's a new one every time.
That's a lot of weight belts. Because those are like custom, like, aren't they?
Yeah. He can afford it. WWE probably pays for them now.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe, well, because part of me is like, maybe they crack after a while, but
No, he gives them away though.
I mean, that's cool. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying that's like, it's different than like a pair of sunglasses, right? Like, and then even then, I don't know where Bret Hart was getting those sunglasses. Like, it wasn't even like during Amazon where he can order 500 pair and then just keep a few on him. Like, where are you getting those at?
WWE making them.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, Seth grabbed it from the child. And he used it against Cody. Cody, the ultimate baby
snatched it from him. I remember you showed me this video. No, is that the video?
I think so. Maybe I have to see which one it was, but he used it on Cody. After that, Cody went back limping because he had a bad knee, and gave the strap back. So ultimate heel and ultimate babyface moves there.
And a good moment for the kid.
It was. He seemed to appreciate the belt. So
maybe not getting snatched by Rollins, but
no, he seemed a little concerned there, but it was good.
That's cool. I mean, no, I think they're doing good stuff with that storyline. We've talked about it quite a bit. Usually, anytime I was watching wrestling or I'd be eating dinner or something, watching Raw, it was usually like Cody Rhodes and Seth either starting off the show or starting off whatever hour of the show I was watching. So good stuff from them. And yeah, I'm just real quick before we end, what the heck was Becky Lynch wearing? That white cloth thing?
Yeah, she's very fashionable, and much like Jerry Seinfeld, she has class, and they like to wear puffy shirts.
Puffy shirts. Okay.
It's like a pirate shirt.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Wore it on purpose. Like she showed up in that.
Yes, it's called fashion, James.
I thought she lost the bet or something.
One of the members of Pretty Deadly, the NXT Tag Team Champions, was also wearing a very similar shirt on Tuesday. So they know something about fashion as well.
Do you own a puffy shirt?
I would if I could afford it.
Where do you get a puffy shirt? Pirates R Us?
I think it's custom made. What was Bianca Belair wearing?
Definitely not a puffy shirt.
She has no class.
She could make a puffy shirt if she wanted to.
She got kicked in the head by Asuka, knocked her out.
I saw that because they pushed Belair on her. And
Asuka, by the way, congratulations to Asuka. She main evented 4 Raws in a row.
Wait.
I don't know if any woman has main evented 4
Raws. Was that
in a row.
out there or you noticed that?
No, they made note of it. Various people on Twitter. So
good for her.
Yeah.
Especially because she was gone for a while. She came back. Everyone's like, where's Asuka? What are they doing?
Rob said the Brood. Yeah. Gangrel, Christian.
A Brood puffy shirt?
Sure.
Okay.
Classy.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting Becky Lynch versus Asuka versus Bianca Belair in a triple threat.
Yeah, they're just trying to take the title off Belair. They're always trying to find a way to screw her over. Am I wrong?
Anyways, don't forget to acknowledge your tribal chief.
Bianca Belair
And,
is my tribal chief.
Until next time, this episode has been, it's been all right. It's been too sweet, I guess.
It's been too sweet.